Good morning. How are you? I hope everything goes your way. Today, I'm going to reveal the secrets of manifestation. Alright. So as we have here, we have our little guests. They're going to be watching what we're doing. And if you look really closely, he's meditating. And this is how you meditate. Alright, you this one. This is what you meditate against. Right? And then, after you meditate, you do this with each other. Alright, there we go. Can't see from there, Gengar. There you go. And you got your eyes closed anyway, so. Alright, so what do we got here, ladies and gentlemen? We have what's called a coil and a spark plug. Alright? In between is usually a distributor, or if it doesn't have a distributor on a system that utilizes that, it's got a magnetic pickup that does some things. Alright, but we're going to ignore the magnetic pickup and our distributor for this example. So we've got a coil, an ignition coil, and power goes into one of these doohickeys, and power grounds back to the battery on the other doohickey, and in the middle we have a spark plug, a coil wire that goes to our spark plug ultimately. Alright, so, and the spark plug is grounded to the motor, by the way. That's how current can flow through it, or energy. So we got our ignition coil right here. And what happens is there's these literal, like, you think of like spools of like thread that you buy at the store to sew with, but with copper instead. Those are windings or coils. Alright, so in a system like this, you have a primary and a secondary coil. The secondary coil of wire is, or spool of wire, but it's a coil, is located inside of the primary. The primary is what the power goes into that doohickey and comes out. That's connected to your primary windings in an ignition coil. Okay, so inside of there, connected to the middle and going ultimately to our spark plug, is our secondary winding. Okay, so when the primary does this thing called induction, it basically means that when there's current or electricity inside of a wire, and it gets near another wire that may not have electricity in it, it induces or puts it in there through a field. Alright, where else have we heard the word field at before in the context of manifestation? Your thought field. Thought is energy. So, when this thing gets some power, it induces voltage, and when the field collapses, all the energy has to rush to ground, which is at the end of the spark plug. So we got a field like a bubble. Think of it like a bubble. He's going to sue me for causing injury. You're a ghost. Alright, so thought, so not thought in this case, but our field collapses. And when it does, all the energy has to flow to ground. And the easiest way to do this is to go through this wire to our spark plug, through this metal piece of metal iron or whatever, a little metal bar through the middle of it, and to our electrode. The electrode is not touching. And the little star, the little asterisk, are you paying attention, Gengar? Look here, this part's important. The spark is outside of the circuit. Your body is the circuit. And when you have a thought, you have energy, because thoughts are energy. And when you pair this with a kundalini rising or an energy surge in the body, however you have to figure out how to trigger that, you essentially get a field built up with the thought. So when you let go of the thought, the field collapses. When it does, through your circuit, that energy goes and flows. And then it comes outside. It fires. It fires. When it fires, thus manifestation. So, when you got that thought energy going, you have powered up the coils, basically, and you've created a field. All right, you're thinking of it, you're holding it, you're fired up, you're meditating on it, and then all of a sudden, you let go, and all that energy has to go to ground. The ultimate ground is outside of you, thus manifestation. You fire the manifestation plug. And thus, there you go. Your energy, your thought will come outside of you. That is how manifestation works. All right? Yeah, so that's the basics. And see, he wants to meditate. He doesn't want to learn this shit. He just wants to meditate. He can't help but gravitate towards the demons inside. All right. So yeah, that was probably Gengar before he became Gengar. Yeah. Outline of his body. All right. Have a good day.